We're going to be working on a 2-point perspective house for our final project, and in order to do that, I'm actually going to ask you to work with a partner. So I will be assigning you a partner, and you and the person next to you are going to be doing the house together. The first thing you're going to do is make your horizon line, just like we did yesterday. And on either side of our piece of paper, we're going to make 2 small dots. Those are the vanishing points. You're then going to make a nice tall vertical line in the center or off to the side. Either way, it's up to you. Then we're making that cube to begin with. So at the top and the bottom of on each side of the vertical line, we're going to bring them back to the vanishing points. It'll look a little bit like a giant diamond to begin with. Then you're going to decide how big your house is going to be. So I line it up with my original line, pull it back, and I want to make sure that this is vertical. To double check that, I can line it up with the bottom of my paper, the ruler itself, lining it up. That makes sure that I have a good vertical line. I'll do that on the other side as well. Now, within this, we need to make a rooftop. And I think I'm going to go over here. So I'll crisscross. Now I'm going to use some really light drawing because I'll be erasing this. This gives me my center line. So again, I'll line the ruler up with the bottom of the paper. Make sure that it goes through the center line. Come up and stop. That gives me the middle for the peak of my house. Now there's lots of other things that you can do to add decoration to the house. In this case, typically I'm going to go from the center of the peak and bring it back to the opposite vanishing point, but if I do that right now, I go through the house. Because it's so tall, I don't have the option to do that here because it'll go through the house. I won't be able to see it. So pretty much I'm done with the base drawing. Now, you need to add at least 5 characteristics onto the house. So things like doors, windows. Those are maybe a garage door, maybe a extra house on here, like a garage coming off from the front or the side. Has to be at least 5 things. Now, in order to do that, I'll start with a door here, right in the front. Making my nice vertical lines. All of my lines are going to be vertical, and I'm using my ruler by lining it up with the bottom of my paper, or the top, whichever works best. And then the top and the bottom of our windows and doors go back to the vanishing point. Which vanishing point? Well, that's an easy one. Whatever the side of the house is heading back to, that's the side that you're going to bring your door and windows to. So if I put a window right above here, lining it up, here's another window. I'm making my vertical lines. I want it to kind of match my door, I guess. This one I'm going to make smaller or closer together because it's further away from me. I know that things that are further away, if I want to let my viewers know that, I'll make them smaller. And the top and the bottom are going to the same side, same vanishing point as that side of the house. So I have my windows. I can add extra things, drapes, maybe like a line within here to make it look more like a window. It's up to you how you're going to decorate this house. Over here I might do a garage door, or I suppose I could bring it even further and add some siding. Siding's easy because I just start, well actually if I want to measure that would make it much nicer. So if I go every 1/4 inch using my ruler, making little tick marks, and then I go from my vanishing point, and wherever I see a tick mark, I'm going to always line it up with my vanishing point, go through the tick mark, over to the other side, and so on. And then I do this, let's say I did that on the whole house over here. Maybe on the opposite side then I'm going to use this as my tick mark, the center line here, so that it looks like it comes around my house. Here I'm going to go skip, skip over my window. So skip, skip over my window, and then I have siding around the whole house. You could also do this with brick. So starting out the same way, lining up my line so that it's very vertical. Watch this, this is a nice little trick. I'm going to go every other line making a vertical line. Then I move it over just a little bit. Now I'm going on the opposite lines. Move it over just a little bit. See how that starts to create bricks? Move it over a little bit. Now I'm creating bricks rather than siding. Can't wait to see what you guys decide to add on here. If you and your partner are really advanced, you could add other things like maybe a sidewalk in front, maybe a step, maybe you add the road in front, maybe it has 2 sidewalks, maybe you put another house on the block. Whatever it is, you and your partner will have today to draw your house.